Okay, welcome to the Martian Enterprise. This is round 8, day 3. We're here with Ninja, with his team name as Crook Brother 4. We have Mighty Squirrel, Lit Shadow, standing in for Cross Axis, and Sophie. We're on Mars. My co-caster Lahi, I would like to ask you a question. Where would you like to found here?
Well, looking at this power combo, I would like to found. What do you think about power robot?
Yeah, I was definitely looking at power. A cliff on
Yeah.
the no.
I like a southwest corner of plenty of silicon. We can find robot
Yeah.
and put down solar panel right away, and you have steel nearby too.
Yeah, that's true.
Although you can just put, I don't know, power scientific, power nomad, power scavenger.
Sophie just found her.
Sophie
she's
seems
going for
to be
silicon. Yeah, she's doing
for
it.
power
Sophie,
robot.
yes. Okay. So usually the power robot finds last. She found it second, but she has no depth. That's all their only requirement, really.
Yeah.
Ninja going for a nomad, no adjacent aluminum, but that's fine because it started half. And going for water, I love this. Water started double. Really nice claims from Ninja, in my opinion. So we found next to what? Oh, wait, they claimed a medium. Okay, well, I still love it, but okay, yeah, okay.
Sophie should build the solar panel right away. She should have had enough. And she already has an upgrade.
You don't want to wait, because the first evening comes pretty soon. The first day Sol does not start at dawn, it starts at noon. So Sol 1 power, you should place the solar panels pretty early in general.
Yeah, almost right away.
There we go. Yeah. Let's see, will she get the goon? Probably. Would she get HQ2? Probably. Yeah, that should be fine for her.
Yep. Goon in the middle.
There we go, it's good.
Very nice.
Perfect. We also have a robot from Mighty Squirrel going for a more traditional start. Lots of steel, lots of aluminum. Sorry, lots of steel. And we have Lit Shadow as a scientist. Risky fan, I would say, with magnetic storms, because we'll have to ship for the water.
I'd rather ship steel than water.
Usually, yeah, definitely. And scientists usually struggle with power, and this was a dire power situation. There's reasons not to fun like this, I think.
Yeah.
But it could work out. Like scientists, you can't ever count them out. I do kind of like that there's nukes. Being a scientist when there's nukes, it feels a lot safer. But yeah, this is it. Sophie made enough money to go HQ2, and now it's nighttime. She made really, really good money during the day. Nothing at all right now.
I like to point out that in Ninja's Found, I'd rather see a single water pump and 2 reactors, or better, put triple pump on one side, and after they get enough water or they slow down water, then swap 2 into reactors.
No, I don't like that advice. So that is a strong play, but you should do that when you cannot afford to buy the reactors. Because the water pump is free. And if you can't afford to place the building you want, just build the free buildings instead. You're going to just claim anyway. I don't think you just, I'll stockpile a bit of water because it's nice to have a lot of water.
Yeah.
I think the only reason to do that play is if you can't afford to place the building you actually want. But yeah, definitely don't do... he moved the reactors into electronics.
Yeah, I don't like this either. Is colony consuming electronics? No, and the electronics is not cheap.
Talk about Sophie instead.
Okay.
This is insane for her. This is like the best possible power robot start ever. So yeah, so basically she has 3 of them. She is alone in the power market. There's a solar flare. She's making 10 power a second, making basically what many copies adrenaline boosted Pleasure Dome did on Sol 2. No, this is such good money. What should we do? What should she do with this money?
Well, currently the market seems to be a bit depressed. So maybe a patent play, or actually reactor with chem refinery and a patent lab.
Okay, solid. Alright, sorry, I just had to interrupt. This solar flare was such a big deal for this game, but
Yeah.
we can
And
keep
as
talking about the electronics if you want.
because the power is going to crash, Sophie can actually transition the middle goon, the solar panel, into patent map for safe patent, and well, it's going to kill the adjacency bonus, but you get the safe patent map or buy another goon.
Yeah. I kind of don't mind it because 2 cores aren't bad right now.
Yeah.
Might just try to get in on this solar panel money too. But yeah, I feel like we left Ninja short. So these electronics factors are not good for a number of reasons. I think the most important one is the reactor was better, and you had one already. So you finished building something, it finished, it made you good money, or it would have once you built a pair. So I like that it's a pair here, but I think out of all the things you could have been producing, electronics is one of the weakest ones. Why is electronics weak here?
Because unlike other those secondary production buildings, electronics produces half, and that means even though this price might look high, it's not going to be making as much as others. And also it requires really different resources for production, and it's not easy to secure those productions for the early game. And last, Colony is not consuming it, and even though they use it for upgrade, they can just build farm or reactor, sell fuel or food, and buy electronics.
Yeah. So try to stop thinking that, oh, I need this, I should make it. That's not a thought you need to have in this game. Because you could just buy it if you need. I do like patent place. These are both solid patents, and the oxygen launch looks to be not great, but not terrible.
Interestingly, this game circuit overload is at 10k and EMP is at 2k.
Yeah, that's crazy. Congratulations. Sophie going for the patent lab now, when she's on HQ5. She's a solid claim advantage here, and gets there ahead of the normal thanks to all the power money.
Yeah.
Although still anyone's game, though.
I am a bit concerned about Sophie because Sophie does not have carbon, does not have aluminum.
Yeah. First pattern should be carbon scrubbing here.
Yeah, carbon scrubbing.
Oh, superconductor is good.
Superconductor is good, and then they should go to carbon scrubbing as well. And Ninja going for thinking machines. Off-road seems to be okay, but I think, yeah, thinking machines is okay.
I'm not sure if the food shipment was magnetic storm here. Might have been. Actually, no, I don't think it was. It was just the building drones.
Yeah.
Or Lit Shadow. So Lit Shadow, I think, overcommitting into wind turbines.
Let's see. Lit Shadow has 2 turbines.
Oh, has a Geo too. 4 turbines and a Geo.
Yeah, this is a big overcommitment. He will need teleportation to make use of this. Because although currently power is crazy, power is making a lot of money, but the question is, what are they going to do after this power dies down? This can't be just idle tile. They have to use it for something else. So this might deter their future money-making potential.
Sophie dig for carbon scrubbing. I like it a lot.
I like that
you want to look into chems.
I like that people are hitting Sophie's steel mills, because Sophie is not making power money anymore. I mean, it's not in surplus power anymore thanks to this circuit overload. Steel mill consumes 0.3 usually.
I do not like it.
Well,
so
not
can I just do counter argument?
Okay.
If this happens, what I can do is turn them off if I want to make power. I can just put a different building that doesn't use as much. Like I can move my farms there. She doesn't have nanotech though.
Yeah.
Basically, it's much worse than an EMP. Because EMP, when you overload, they have a choice. Do I really want to accept this overload? If the answer is no, they can just scrap it or shut it off. If it's EMP, then you oh, I couldn't do this. Like you force them. When you circuit overload, you give them a choice. And also circuit overload is way more expensive than the EMP.
Yeah, this place would have been okay if it was like 2k, 3k, which usually happens, but when there's EMP, it's probably a better idea to freeze other buildings. So the benefit of this is if Sophie was making a killing on power, then because you know that these solar panels are protected, you can try to stop that power monopoly thing happening by circuit overloading it. The idea was okay, but it's considering power price and Sophie is in debt, it was not effective.
And yeah, I also want to say, what you should do instead of circuit overloading nonsense is to EMP these amazing chem refineries. These are so good. Yes. And I wish they would have come down earlier. But they're finally here. So, Ninja has them, Sophie has them. Sophie has them upgraded, which is why hers are so much better than Ninja's. And also carbon scrubbing, of course. But yeah, really nice one. So pattern-wise, Ninja went for Think Machines and just got Cold Fusion. Sophie built a Pleasure Dome and got VR. And I think Lit Shadow really struggling over here.
Yeah.
He would really want teleportation though. I'm not sure if he's attempting to stagger the shipments. It's difficult though when the shipping lanes for your farms and your chem refineries overlap. I'm sure there is like a perfect stagger here, even if you attempt it. It's difficult. At this point, trying for teleportation is worth just pressing it down right now. I know you can't really afford it.
Yeah, there's one cute trick people can do is they can just freeze this building, and when the building is frozen, everything gets shipped immediately and you can blow that up. Of course, food is not a great production right here, so there's not much value in freezing it. Blowing it up can be good. Or you can put a spy and look at how much storage it has, and it's 54, 54, 42. They can look at this information by using spies.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm not sure. So Ninja did hit one of the full shipments. I'm not sure if it was chems or food. But yeah, that's a high value hit. The problem is that Lit Shadow is definitely lost in this game. He's really far behind. So even though it's cute like this one right now, would it be cute? That's a lot of oh, there we go. He did it. Sophie did it, not Ninja. So let's do some quick math. What's 120 times 300? Like 40k plus food. Let's say it was 50k. So she paid half of 5k to kill 50k worth of goods. I rounded up there, but yeah. This is really an example where Midnight Storms shine. And the counterplay is try to stagger these more, get teleportation, and preferably don't have multiple shipments in the same shipment lane.
Yeah.
I'd like to be finally got a really effective, or well, yeah, I guess it's effective in a way. I wish it was against the leading player though.
So we have similar amount of money between Ninja, Mighty Scroll, Sophie. Ninja just used a lot of money on something. I think that's off-road.
Yeah, Ninja started off-world. Oxygen prices rised quite a bit. And remember, Ninja is the one that got thinking machines.
Oh.
Oh, I missed some nukes. Has there been impactful nukes that I missed? No. Oh yeah, there was a nuke. There was a very strange nuke on Sophie's solar panel before. Yeah, but now we got a more efficient one, slightly more efficient. She can just reshuffle this to get all the items she needs.
Yeah.
It's not super But one more nuke will make it awkward for her.
Nuke might have more sense on Nomad Silicon. It stops Nomads from getting second offered up. And also Silicon just makes a lot of money right now. And
I think that if you want to hit Sophie specifically, nuke her water.
And speaking of Silicon, I think Sophie can mine and get into a lot of Silicon, scrap solar panel from this Silicon money.
Yeah, good point. I'm not a fan that she's shorting electronics. Or is she trying to do what DT did, just buy into it? The difference this time is that Ninja is actually producing electronics. When DT did it, there was no... Oh, that was way too cheap for a
Yeah.
Way too cheap.
People could have make use of it. So if Squirrel got this, Squirrel could have saved this trace water. Sophie could have mined high silicon without scrapping Hacker away.
And higher water. And more iron. Well, sure.
Ninja does not need it, but it saves him from nuke, possible nuke.
More water. No, he gets high water from 4 pumps instead of 1. Although that's way too much water.
Yeah.
And Sophie... Oh, I was about to say shows her target, but oh, I should misclicked it. Yeah. So we have the duel now, it's Sophie versus Ninja. That probably means the Mighty Squirrel is really free to go for Lich Shadow, who is vulnerable to majority buyout right now after this upgrade.
Lich Shadow is...
If Mighty Squirrel senses this... Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know what I said. But yeah, Lich Shadow is vulnerable to majority upgrade. And to majority buyout after the upgrade.
This is going to be a very cheap sub to get. Yeah. The Lich Shadow does not have optimization. A sub is a sub.
Even as Sophie or Ninja, it's worth going for.
Yeah.
And he might respond by manually shipping everything, but then you just Magstorm, right?
Yeah.
So one thing to note, the cash and resources scoreboard in the top right does not account for remote storages. So this chem refinery, so I haven't shipped yet, doesn't count for anything. So we might in fact have a lot more money than is shown there. If it safely reaches the HQ, hint hint.
Exactly.
So yeah, nobody seemed to have picked up on this, nobody seemed to have picked up on the weakness, nobody going for it. Instead just people have a lot of money.
Ninja building a second offer market, and offer is making 48k per launch.
That's really nice.
Yeah. And Sophie needs something to do with it.
Yeah,
because Sophie can't let Ninja get this money for a long time. She can contest it with mutinies on offer market. She can build her own off-road if she commits more into this resource. Oh no, it's too expensive. Yeah, off-road is too expensive.
It is very expensive, and because she was the early leader, she keeps getting hit, even though I really consider Ninja to be the leader right now.
Yeah,
he's hard to hit though, having think machines. He's built his buildings really well, in my opinion.
Yeah.
With regards to thinking machines. One thing I would say about Ninja, maybe you said this, I'm sorry if you did. He should really collect and sell silicon.
Yeah.
Like, this one single high is 600. That means if he builds another one adjacent to it, those two will give him 1,000 each.
Yeah. Like Sophie can get into those silicon. We talked about this already, and it will drain in this potential market. Gives her a head start in this buyout war. That would be great. Let's see other.
Yeah. Lich Shadow might be a contender.
Lich Shadow does not have any silicon secure this game either. And Mighty Scroll has some.
Oh, he returned them. Sorry, he returned them.
And actually, we can, if it's difficult to roll out of the solar panel, what Sophie can do is buy a mule and get those silicon muled. And if it's right next to the HQ, it's basically a quarry. mining 400 in total.
So Ninja mutinied Marty Squirrels off of market. In response, Marty Squirrel mutinied it back, and meanwhile, Ninja's colony off-road, which we didn't talk about, I think, got mutinied by Sophie. She even has it spied, so she knew it was safe to do so. This is a pretty big deal, I think. So that means 2 players have their mutinies on cooldown.
Yeah.
The only person who could respond to this would be Lich Shadow.
And Sophie has a mutiny ready already.
Yeah, I like that. This could swing the battle.
Yeah.
And Sophie, what's she hacking now? Electronics again. I think if you're doing this, commit more into electronics. I could rid this iron and steel and build 4 electronics there too.
Mm-hmm.
She's producing Ninja and Mad Squirrel a bit. But I would rather have a real dominance on the market if I'm gonna hack it like this. Oh, and power was rising. Sophie, despite superconductor, it's not selling any power at all, which gives her some debt issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, she really missed the opportunity of wind turbines. She did find this really nice cliff. And I much prefer a wind turbine to a solar panel.
I would like
The
to...
hack is coming through, she's buying into it. This could make her a lot of money.
So Sophie has been buying a magnetic storm and blowing up
She's gonna...
squirrels.
Oh no, my ninja has it! Launch finishes! 1 second, 98%, 98%. Sophie's hack. Let's see it. Ninja will have to cancel his launches to actually finish the buy. Meanwhile, Sophie's hack going through, ticking up quickly, 89%, 9... Oh,
88%.
Why is the money going down? What happened? She sold out of the hack prematurely. And Ninja still has 100%, needs to cancel. Sees the red button, clicks the red button, and Ninja gets the buy.
Ninja takes it. I think...
I was trying to cast.
Yeah. Instead of those consistent magnetic storm, buying some mules, getting silicon, and get the money first. Getting the money first instead of denying to some person who was currently irrelevant to the battle. I think that would have contributed better for the result.
Yeah, she definitely had that game in her hands. Let's see, harshest rival. Wow, she got hit some. Oh wait, these are mag storms.
Yeah.
But she did definitely get EMP'd a lot.
3
EMPs on Sophie.
I'm worried about Mighty Scroll now because Mighty Scroll is 150k away from buying a Lich Shadow, and Lich Shadow is again a sub, would be a sub without no optimization. So Lich Shadow is not going to make as much as Sophie would have.
Yeah.
Another thing is, while Mighty Scroll is making the money, Ninja will have enough to buy Mighty Scroll.
Yeah. So what do you do? Is there anything you can do now to change the trajectory?
I think they should try a split buy. So Scroll buys into Ninja, Lich Shadow buys into Ninja, and Scroll backing out of this stock.
Okay. Yeah, that might be able to work. I think he paid double price for Lich Shadow's stock, right? I'm not sure. Yeah, being locked in his war is not good for either of them right now.
And that's exactly what Ninja wants to see.
Yeah, Ninja with the launches, it's 40k right now. Oh yeah, I was planning on punching this out, but I never did. And I was gonna see like Captain Hindsight, but I'll say it anyway. So when Ninja had one off-world, it was fine, just launch oxygen, it doesn't matter much. But when he built the second one and saw the Mighty Squirrel built one, it means there's 3 people launching the same resource, And in this specific case, oxygen was the launch, and whenever oxygen is the launch, it's gonna explode, unless there's dry ice. Because oxygen is just really hard to produce, nobody ever optimizes it really. Well, they will eventually, of course, but it's not a priority optimization usually. So in that case, what you do is buy up hundreds of oxygen, like buy for the next 6 launches, because you know it's gonna explode. And the more offers there are, the higher it's gonna rise. And the more benefit you get from being early to buy that oxygen stockpile. This pretty much only applies to oxygen launches. Unless there's a lot of, like few optimizations and a lot of offers. Oxygen is the easiest one to do this tactic with. Did that make sense? That made sense, right?
Yeah, that made sense.
Okay.
You're seeing an odd mutiny on geothermal plant. I think I would like to see it on something else that, like an offer market. That would have been much stronger. Now Ninja should have the buy on scroll. And there's nothing much the shadow can do.
Well, no, there isn't. But unless you want to concede, what you should do is buy Ninja stock right now. Yeah, exactly like that. Don't wait until, never wait until after the buy. Because that's when the price increase happens. But yeah, it's not gonna be enough. If Mighty Squirrel was blues here, he would start selling out of Ninja to give Lich Shadow more of a chance.
Yeah.
But that's not for that. And there we go, Ninja. Is this an outstanding performance?
Let's check the brackets.
Successful off-world shipment. Make room for the profits.
Oh, where's my bracket screen?
Bracket 2. No, it's bracket 2.
Yep.
Yep.
So we are waiting for Ninja to finish the buy. Ninja can sell out of their own stock if they want to finish this earlier. It won't matter, it will come in time.
Yeah.
Off-world shipment launched. Look at all the money.
So how would Lich Shadow fare, do you think, without early magnetic storm attention? He must have set him back a lot, right?
Yeah, not only that, but I don't like the claim distribution there.
Oh yeah, right.
Because these two tiles should have been optimization centers.
Because I agree in most cases that this is really bad, but I think in this case it's only like kind of bad. Because power consumption was insane in this game. But yeah, it's so unflexible. Just because it happened to be okay doesn't make it a good idea.
Yeah, I'd rather see solar panels near the base.
Yeah. Definitely. And the problem is, at the time when he did this, what he needed was money, not lack of that. Yeah, so that's one thing I would like to point out about Lich Shadow. Also, I don't like that eventually got teleportation. Might have been an opportunity to get it earlier. I don't know, he was very poor in the early. I guess this kind of must have found what we said in the beginning. I'd much rather ship in steel and be next to water and very close to the carbon than to ship the carbon and the water. But alright, Ninja takes it. Well played to Ninja.
Congratulations.